Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I want to get in here real quick. I want to talk about something. As you can see from the title, the title is called "Doing Right to People," and as a title, I got it for today because if you I don't know if you guys been, I don't know if you guys have heard the news, but the rapper Cash Out just got sentenced today. He got sentenced to life. But if you don't know who's this rapper is or whatever it is, he's a rapper from Atlanta, Georgia. His name is Cash Out. See if I can find a picture of him for you. Well, I don't need to show you a picture. You're gonna see the whole video. But yeah, this is a rapper from Cash Out. He was sent to prison for sex trafficking, prostituting, pimping, and so much other crimes. He was sentenced to life. He was looking at 25, but he didn't want to take it. He didn't want to. I guess he didn't want to fight it. I guess he didn't. He didn't want the deal. I mean, he didn't want the deal, so he fought it, and now he got life. So, but this is a history of what happened. If nobody know what's going on, this is a history of what happened, and this is of him, of what he did, and the people that he hanged around himself with. So let's watch it. Subscribe, share, like. Also got a Twitch. H Mattel 95. Go follow me there. H Mattel 95. Go follow me there.
Nobody wins when the family feels. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Please let me roll up. Hey, yo, done chose.
Got a condo on my wrist, girl, I'm cashing out. Got a condo around my neck.
Mama Cash show, though.
Oh yeah, that's Mama Cash show. That's that's what's
It's a
up.
Mama Cash show. See all this? It's on
I
site.
thought she got that. Oh, I'm about to say Louis Vuitton.
You always
pants.
got like we
You
drove
on the
by,
Mama
right?
Cash show.
The only thing we see was Mama Cash. We drove by. We didn't see none of these cars.
That's gonna be the
none
situation.
of these
I'm gonna
niggas.
tell you, it's gonna be the situation no matter where you. You could be in a mall. You could be like in New York City. She's gonna stand out in the crowd. I mean, so that's that's.
You know that sign in Hollywood, the Hollywood sign?
Oh yeah, she's on top of the Hollywood sign. She's not even. She's on top of the Hollywood sign.
Mama Cash.
So when you're in the West Coast, look out for the Hollywood sign, and you might see it on top of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we in here on the video shoot. We out here.
County District Attorney's Office says human trafficking is a big priority for DA Fani Willis, and one reason is how much of it is going on in Metro Atlanta. And this case should serve as a warning to young women and their families about online invitations from strangers, big-name rappers or not.
The most troubling aspect of this case is that women have been victimized and brutalized within our community by people who had a chance to do something else with their lives.
Involvement of a celebrity rapper who has yet to go on trial on related charges, but because of the justice it got for a young woman who was trafficked, then attacked and raped, message it sends that buying sex is not okay and is a big deal.
But then he pulls the gun out and puts it to my head. And was like, pull your pants down on you.
The greatest thing about the conviction of Taurus Drain is it sends a clear message that there are not throwaway people.
He's really like choking me, like remembering, so slams on the ground, trying to escape.
That this lady had value and he had no right to do what he did.
Within the last 24 hours, the district attorney for Atlanta, Fani Willis, had made some remarks to the local news station. It was information about a recent case and that young man being sentenced. He was sentenced to life plus 30 years for something we'll later discuss in the story. And after doing my research, in fact, this was the case that got the rapper from Atlanta and his mother arrested just last year. The mother-son, artist-manager duo had managed to get under the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. So before we uncover who we speaking on and what they done, remember family, I won't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Atlanta rapper John Michael Hakeem Gibson, also known as Cash Out. He's been arrested for some months now and is facing multiple charges of R.S. trafficking and luring women according to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. For those who never heard of him, Cash Out had a promising career in the early 2010s. One of his most iconic tracks was a 2012 track titled Cashing Out.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Those who answer the call of the vagabond know that the best stories are...
He followed
I remember when that song came out. I was this was 2010. That other song, not this song, but the other song, Cashing Out. I was probably like in it was 2010. So I was like maybe like in the 10th or something like maybe I say 10th grade. I was maybe like in the 7th grade or something like that when that song came out. It was very popular. And I remember She Twerking came out when I was like in the 9th grade.
Followed up with Traction.
She said I got too many shows. But she twerks.
As you can see, the talent was there. He even appeared as himself in a 2019 movie called Uncut Gems that starred the legendary Adam Sandler.
Crazy risk again.
I did not know he was in that movie. I seen that movie at least about 2-3 times. Did not know he was in that movie. Did not know.
It's about to pay.
This is Linda Smith, aka Mama Cash, Cash Out Mother. As we mentioned, she's the manager of her son, the platinum recording artist Cash Out. She's a businesswoman. Mama Cash is the owner of Honey Punch Merchandising, consisting of Honey Punch Lip Color, Honey Punch Moscato, Honey Punch Clothing, and Beauty Line, and Honey Punch Tattoo Ink Colors. She's actually the lead singer of her very own all-female rock band, Mama Cash, featuring Thunder Snatch. Before being incarcerated, she was adamantly on Instagram, tending to her over 28,000 followers. But she called herself different. She said her body could talk. I can't show the photo, but in 2015, Mama Cash gave The Source an interview and said the following. Well, everyone loves Mama Cash. That is if you're confident with yourself and not just mental. But on the other side of that spectrum, there is negative opinions and jealousy of others. They want to scrutinize my canvas of art. I don't understand why people are so critical. Just let me be me. Mama Cash does not define, and I'm sure they haven't done their research on tattoos history. So let me give you a little bit of knowledge. Tattoos begin about 5,000 years ago and is merged to the forefront of popular consciousness. It goes way back to the specific culture, when tattoos have a huge history. Now, she briefly talked about her merchandise that we talked about earlier in the video, but she said one quote that I want to talk about. I have things that's really exciting that's going on in my life, and I share the most of that on Celebrity Mamas of Atlanta. So clearly, she wanted the spotlight. Check out a small clip of her and her son on the Ricky Smiley show for her son interview.
And if you don't know, the mom was also involved in also involved in this crime too. It was a RICO charge for both the son, Cash Out, who is his name is, I believe his name is I forgot his name now, but it was Cash Out, it was the mom, and it was also the cousin. They both were charged for sex trafficking. So the mom was also involved in this also.
Cat in this game. You still live at home?
Nah, man.
You just got the crib?
Yeah, man.
Like, how moms feel about that?
She's very,
over there all the
very
time?
happy because, you know, back in the day, she was one ready to kick me out, man, if I didn't get it together.
Hey,
man.
dog,
So-
she used to go off on you all the time. Does she still go off?
Yeah, man. She always keep the pressure on me, man. It definitely keep me on the right track, keep me going right instead of left, man. So I
And
really
dog,
thank her.
And I swear to God, she
thank God
finding
for me having her in
no
my life,
disrespect,
man.
your mom is like finding any woman I haven't seen have seen until you. So, mom, Mama, what's one of the things you had to go off on him about? Is there one thing? What one time he set you off where you had to really just grab him by his t-shirt and put him up against the wall?
When he was in them streets.
When he was in the streets, he can't speak into the mic. So he came in at what time?
5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
And what you do?
You don't want to know what I do.
Hey, what you do, Cash Out?
Oh yeah, she's gonna give it to you, man. She's got a full mouthpiece. You never can't get nothing
She
over
grabbed
her.
you by your shirt and put you up against the wall?
Nah, I think I was too old for that.
You too old for that?
But as fine as you are, you seem like the type of person that don't beat people with belts. Are you an extension cord kind of person or like a shoe?
Belt.
It's funny that they're asking these guys. It's funny that they're asking this question about, you know, the beating with the belts and stuff like that, because in the one of the witnesses or one of the peoples were saying one of the victims were saying that she was beaten with belts by the rapper Cash Out and forced to sell her on her body.
Belt.
Belt.
Oh yeah, she was a fool with the belt back in the day.
I'm saying too much, but you'll hear more in this video.
So you be a little nervous though, cause you don't want to deal with her.
Yeah, definitely. When I was still young, I was like, man, how I'm gonna get in the house? Did I leave the window open?
Here's the dog. See, once she locked that screen though, it don't matter if you got a key. You got to punch a hole in that screen though, and then go back and put a piece of cotton in it. All right, so what you got, Grant?
All right, man. Cash Out, you are in the building officially, man. Hottest record in the streets.
So we get to this point and understand they had a close relationship. Fast forward to 2022, Mama Cash and Cash Out will be arrested. There will be 2 of 5 people indicted by Fulton County. According to the indictment, they formed Pyrez Music Group LLC to promote the rapper's music and brand. However, the defendants are accused of using the company to coerce, entice, and recruit young women to engage in commercial ass activities. The women reportedly expected to receive financial opportunities and personal benefits, including, but not limited to, increased power and status within the company.
Well, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office says human trafficking is a big priority for DA Fani Willis, and one reason is how much of it is going on in Metro Atlanta. In this case, should serve as a warning to young women and their families about online invitations from strangers, big-name rappers or not.
The most troubling aspect of this case is that women have been victimized and brutalized within our community by people who had a chance to do something else with their lives.
How many of these sex workers have been rescued?
We've rescued 2 so far.
Deputy Fulton County District Attorney Ernell Winfrey says, John Michael Hakeem Gibson is a successful musical artist who performs under the name Cash Out, as seen on YouTube. But she says Cash Out has also been successful in cashing in on his celebritude to lure at least one of his young female victims unwittingly into a life of prostitution.
Was he making cash off young women?
He was making money, indeed.
Ms. Winfrey says Cash Out is the figurehead of an organization at the focus of a 41-count indictment handed down in late March against him and 5 others.
He's a very talented musical performer. Unfortunately, he didn't stay in that business, and he branched off to the business that finds him under indictment.
Ms. Winfrey says Cash Out faces 13 counts, including racketeering, plus trafficking a person for sexual servitude, rape and aggravated sodomy that allegedly occurred in a hotel room off Fulton Industrial Boulevard, keeping a place of prostitution at a home on Alfred Avenue Northwest, both locations shown in evidence photos, and beating a second victim with a belt.
He's accused, yes, of whipping.
You know what he said? He was being a second victim with a belt. So he had a whole house where he had nothing but these women that was sex trafficking. They were sex trafficked, and he had a house where he had them put there, and where man would come and have sex with them. And allegedly, he also, the rapper, Cash Out, he also had sex with these workers too, raping them and so on. So yeah.
Whipping a young lady who's a sex worker, and this was one of the girls that he had recruited.
A defense document predating the new indictment said, quote, Gibson was allegedly arrested for a rape charge where he did not even have sexual intercourse with the alleged accuser. Concerning one sexual servitude charge, it maintains the alleged accuser has never been in servitude.
He's facing a 25 to life crime.
Ms. Winfrey says one of Cash Out's co-defendants is a John, a prostitution customer, accused of 6 counts, including rape and pointing a gun at the victim. She says another suspect pointed a gun at a second young woman in another incident.
We want parents and family members to be aware, because one thing that we realize is that not just Cash Out, but a lot of people are recruiting young women through social media.
Now, Ms. Winfrey says Gibson, a.k.a. Cash Out, has previously pled not guilty to many of these allegations, but this new indictment adds new charges, including the racketeering. She says, minutes ago, she said that he's in jail. But to be clear, she says she has no reason to believe that he's left the music business. We have tried by cell phone and text to reach the lawyer we believe is currently representing Cash Out. Reporting live downtown Atlanta, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
Now fast forward a year later, less than 24 hours ago, we would get full context of how he ended up getting apprehended, or how he got caught rather. All this in regards to another man being charged for allegedly doing something to a young woman he was associated with. This is Torres Drain telling detectives a year and some change before he gets sentenced to life plus 30 years, saying he met a female worker online but he didn't have the money. He ended up putting a firearm to her head and doing what he wanted, forcefully, without permission. That girl ended up telling detectives everything, including, allegedly, belonging to Cash Out, later being a state's witness to take down Cash Out alongside his mother and 4 others.
District Attorney's Office prosecutors suggest this verdict was important not as much for the tangential involvement of a celebrity rapper who is yet to go on trial on related charges, but because of the justice it got for a young woman who was trafficked, then attacked and raped, and for the message it sends that buying is not okay and is a big deal.
So then he pulls a gun out and puts it to my hand. And was like, pull your pants down on you.
The greatest thing about the conviction of Taurus Drain is it sends a clear message that there are not throwaway people.
And, you know, my heart go out to these victims, to these females, because, you know, being raped is something that messes up with your mind psychologically, because it's like you can never erase that. It's something that you can never erase. And so my prayers and my like I said, my heart go out to females like that. Eventually, you know, sex workers, because they already doing something already so dangerous. And whoever they are, right? Whether sex workers or not sex workers, if you've been raped, my heart go out to you, because it's like I said, psychologically, your brain is just it can eat you up. It can eat you up. It can make you commit suicide. It can ruin your life. It can ruin your life. So my prayers go out to the victims in them, and it's just that like I said again, it can ruin your life, and without the right help, you can be looking at some, like I said, some female have committed suicide because of that. Some female have gone crazy. Then they were never the same after that. And like I said, my heart and my prayer go out to these females, and it's just my heart go out to these females and family.
Choking me like, remembering, so slams on the ground, I'm trying to escape.
That this lady had value and he had no right to do what he did.
Travel can be.
These commercials going on long, boy.
Deputy District Attorney Ernell Winfrey says Taurus Drain, whose statement to an Atlanta.
So this guy here raped one of Cash Out females, and yeah, and now he's spending his whole life in prison.
Police
now.
detective was played in open court, cruised an online site to find sex for money in 2018, and negotiated a price via text with an alleged pimp that he didn't even have money in his bank account or wallet to pay. But he will pay a price now, following his conviction Monday for trafficking a person for sexual servitude, aggravated assault, strangulation. He was a convicted felon.
That is correct.
For?
Strangulation.
And false imprisonment.
Judge Melanie Lethbridge was the judge in the case, and she sentenced Mr. Drain to life plus 30 years to serve.
I do not know of another time that a John, as people would like to say, ever got a life sentence, but he earned it, and now he has it.
Dragged her to the back of the house, put her in a chokehold, put a gun to her head, and raped her.
Ms. Winfrey says the then 20-year-old victim, who called 911, was being trafficked for sex.
That's crazy. And some of these females that's being trafficked for sex. Oh, then forget that. Some of these females that's out there selling their body. Just, some of them never really had a father in their life or role model. So, and I've heard stories of females who just really, they're just looking for a good man. They're looking for a good man to sit them down, teach them to be a woman. And trust me, they'll leave their lifestyle, but they end up being with people like Cash Out and end up using them, raping them, and just destroying them, even taking them deeper into a pit that is that some of them can't even get out of. So like I said again, some of these females, they just were looking for a good role model man, a man that's just gonna take care of them and respect them and show them how women should be treated. A lot of these females just got caught up on some stuff, never had daddies, never had a role model, whether from the mom or the dad, and that caused them to go astray. Not all of them, because they all somewhere had daddies and role models, but end up hanging out with some bad friends causing them to go to that path. But most of them really didn't have a daddy, and like I be watching videos where some of them will say like I wish like some of them like they wish they had like they wish a good man would come to them and treat them the way a man should treat them and show them the way, and there's this, and this lifestyle they'll leave it because none of them really like it. So you might hear some who say yeah, but they'll be young, but most of them that's in their 30s and 40s, they really don't want to do this. They're just doing this to survive.
Allegedly by John Michael Hakeem Gibson, a successful musical artist who performed under the name Cash Out as seen on YouTube until he was locked up. She says he was indicted in the same case as Drain but is yet to go to trial.
He's pled not guilty
He has.
related charges.
Yes, he has.
Has he denied involvement in this incident in particular?
He has denied any culpability at this point to the indictment.
Ms. Winfrey says at trial the victim testified Cash Out basically told her if she called police about the attack, she was to leave his name out and say she and the attacker had met at a club. Prosecutor Winfrey says body cam video of the victim's outcry to Atlanta police officer Pete Cunningham, who responded after the 911 call, was played in court too.
The jury loved the responding officer because he took such great care of our victim.
The prosecutor says the victim has accomplished something too many others have found difficult, escaping the bonds of sexual servitude and turning her life around, which should inspire other victims.
She's doing very well. She works with the elderly now. She's serving.
Ms. Winfrey says in court the victim said, "As far as you, Mr. Drain, God have mercy on your soul. I've prayed since the day you tried to steal my dignity that you wouldn't harm another young lady like me."
This verdict sends a message to the public that buyers must beware.
Prosecutor Winfrey says Drain was acquitted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. But again, she indicated he was convicted on 4 other counts.
Human trafficking is a huge priority because it's a crime that is literally tearing through Atlanta and Fulton County and really the United States, destroying lives. And so we've made it a focus of our prosecution and this office's goals.
That was Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis. I spoke briefly to who we understand is Drain's attorney, who seemed to indicate he anticipates an appeal. I've exchanged text messages with Cash Out's lawyer, who indicated he was in a meeting, the lawyer, at last check. Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
I know one thing for certain. When it comes to Fonnie Willis and her making a presence on television to her local news station, it's for a high-profile case. It's definitely for a high-profile name. Send 11 prayers to all the victims in this case. Fam, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one. That was the story of a rapper and his mom having allegations of trafficking young women. Talk to me in the comments. Don't forget.
But yeah, like I said before, y'all can go follow him, man. His name is it's called The Family. Y'all can go follow him. But like I said before, he can say he spent a life. I got another one here. I was watching DJ Academic said something about this. Let me see. He was just talking about it. Oh my gosh, hold up. He was just talking about it.
What makes Zaxby's giant chicken finger case?
Sure.
Carolina doing good, but I'll tell you who's not doing good. This nigga Cash Out, man. They gave this nigga like 8 life
Sorry for the language, y'all. Sorry for the
sentences.
language.
Yo, they gave this nigga so much time, he thanked the judge. Like, he got discombobulated. He was confused. Now, if you guys haven't been keeping up, you know, this is the real Diddy case, if you didn't know. So Cash Out was a rapper. He has this popular song. Anybody remember it? Who's old enough to remember Cash Out's song? He had a really popular song from back in the day. You know? Anyway, by the way, this is the fact, and I don't want to mention anybody's name because I'm not a snitch. Well, I am, but I'm not really. Every falling off rapper or every one-hit wonder rapper sells drugs. All of them. They're either selling drugs or scamming. Every single one of them, Chad. I promise you. You know why? The moment they get a taste of the millions and the millions dry up, and now they got to go back to a Hyundai when they was just in that big body Benz? Nah.
Ain't nothing wrong with a Hyundai. I'm telling you that right now. I like a Hyundai. Hyundai's are good cars. Ain't nothing wrong with a Hyundai or a Nissan. I love them. But that's just me.
Nah, it's drug selling time. They get yo, call up Pablo. We need some birds. yo, teach me how to crack the cars. What's the methods? Yo, trust and believe. So anytime I see a rapper who ain't had a hit in 5 or 10 years still flexing, I'm just wondering what he doing. You know what I mean? But anyway, my man Cash Out. Let me not say my man. Holy. Hasn't had a hit in a while. Still living, a lucrative life, supposedly. Does he have his, let me see his social media. Cash Out Instagram. First of all, a nigga that name is Cash Out can't look broke, right? A nigga named Cash Out can't look broke, right? It don't matter if your last hit was like 15 years ago. You can't look broke, okay? 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 Exactly. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I wonder where he got that bird from. God damn. Damn. Holy shit. All right, nigga. Damn. And he got some extra cash in the back pocket. Okay, my boy.
All we doing is positive vibes, positive people. Man, people who really want to get rich, man. You talking about really, man, have patience, put that hard work in. No, it ain't gonna be easy, but we.
Every scammer always got a motivational speech. Yo, every scammer, drug dealer, everybody who be doing illegal shit to get money, always be telling you to work hard. Yo, come on, man, just work hard, focus up, leave the hold alone, you know what I mean? Yo, you gotta really get out the money. Like, they be saying this shit. Nigga, what? How the hell is scammers, the drug dealers and the pimps and sex traffickers got motivational speeches for us? How the hell? Just have some patience, man. Listen, man, it's just wait your turn. Wait your turn. You're like, what is these niggas talking about?
You gonna get there. You gonna get there, man.
This is after they done scammed 1,500 old ladies, bro.
All we doing is positive vibes, positive.
It's always positive vibes with the goddamn criminals, huh? Part of being a boss is loving people before you love yourself.
So I mean, on social media, he proclaimed himself to be like a a legit guy, but in real life, he's a freaking monster. I'm gonna say allegedly, but then you can't really say allegedly. He's going to prison, but he's a freaking monster. Supposedly, allegedly.
What? Wait till I tell you what he was charged with. What the hell?
But you guys already know.
This is crazy.
Good morning. Let's wait till we get these M's, you dig what I'm saying? Every day.
Nah, this is crazy. Ain't no way, Chad. Ain't no way.
Feel you've missed a boat on crypto? Join the 30 million plus who trade from just $1 with MoonPay.
Oh yeah, the motherfucker back now. Play Jack. Play Jack. Good morning from us, Jack. Oh yeah, the motherfucker back now. Play
Okay,
Jack.
all right. So even though my man hasn't had a hit in like 15 years, he would not pass up an opportunity to let us know Cash Out was still cashing out. Okay? Now, let me read what actually ended up happening to him, right? So, first and foremost, well, I guess spoiler alert, the nigga got found guilty and sentenced to life in prison for RICO and pimping bitches, okay? Let me just read from Variety. Rapper Cash Out was sentenced to life in prison plus 70 years on RICO and sex trafficking charges. Okay, rapper Cash Out has been sentenced to life in prison plus 70 years after being found guilty of RICO in a sexual assault case. Cash Out, born as John Gibson, was found guilty on Friday in his Atlanta trials. He was sentenced to life in prison for his rape charge, as well as an additional 70 years for RICO and his other convictions. The sentences will be ran concurrently. The Atlanta MC experienced moderate success in early 2010 with his 2012 debut single Cashing Out, ironic, reaching #1 on the Billboard Rap Airplay chart. He also scored another hit with She Twerkin' 2 years later when he released his solo album, Let's Get It. Alongside his sentences, his mother, Linda Smith, was also, oh, goddamn, even the mama was pimping these chicks. Goddamn. His mother.
You guys already knew that. I spoke about that part. The mom was in it. The cousin was in it too. So it really became a RICO charge because they had to catch, because RICOs is usually used for mobs. So they had to, in Atlanta, I guess RICOs is used a lot because they used the RICO charge and also in what's the other rapper name? What's the other rapper name? Young Thug. So I guess RICO's used a lot over there in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mother Linda Smith got 30 years on RICO charge, while his cousin Tyrone Taylor was given life in prison plus 70 years. The trial, which began 2 months ago, concerned the allegations that Cash Out, his mother and cousin, coerced and forced women into sex work over the course of several years. They were accused of exploiting women for profit, with prosecutors using evidence that included text messages from 8 cell phones. Charges were initially brought in June 2023 against Cash Out, who allegedly leveraged his celebrity status to commit his crimes. His legal teams argued that the victims were bullied into testifying against him, while the prosecution claimed that he had engaged in a 7-year reign of terror. This has been going on for 7 years, Fulton County prosecutor Earl Winfrey said during the trial. This ain't just straight pimping. This is straight up trafficking, okay? He did address the court. I'll play that in a little bit. But to kind of explain this organization, we keep hearing RICO, and then obviously we've seen with Young Thug that didn't come to completion, but we kind of understood it there. With Diddy, he beat the RICO charge. Let's see Cash Out RICO explain.
Cash Out ain't gonna be Cash Out not gonna be able to beat it. Well, he didn't beat it because he don't got no money to beat it. Young Thug and them, they got money, but also I think there's also other things in effect for them to beat it. But that's just my belief, my opinion.
Let's hear what. And by the way, yeah, he did give a statement before he got indicted. So let's get to some of the details really quick. I don't want to bore you guys, but it is important to understand what he was actually accused of. Where is it? Okay. And by the way, all the women who were involved in this pimping situation, they all testified against him, right? They all testified against him. Okay, is there not an easy explanation I could play? Okay. All right, let's hear what Ricky Smiley had to say. Let's see.
Right. What up, Rick? Victims. It has been claimed that some of the women were held against their will and others were beaten. Fulton County Deputy District Attorney Winfred said, "We've rescued 2 so far. Some of these women are our most vulnerable women, and he lured them in, let them believe that he cared about them and that he would take care of them, only to flip the script and then begin to pimp them out." He's accused of whipping a young lady who's a sex worker, and this was one of the girls that he had recruited. The rapper reportedly previously pled not guilty, but this new indictment has several more charges. Cash Out is currently incarcerated. If convicted, he faces 25 years to life in prison. That
man, that is absolutely disgusting and sad.
Yeah,
and our women need to be protected.
Man,
that's why we're here to protect women. That's like the first order of business.
Little sister or your own little cousin.
He said, "Come on in here and get this tea while it's hot." She began. So apparently it's a party going on where plaques are given away for my...
Okay. All right, so...
He's pled not guilty.
Oh, one of his co-defendants got life. Oh, yeah.
Good mornings always start with good breakfast. So whether you start yours with fluffy...
Yeah, he was cooked. Now, here's the ironic thing about this, chat. Cash Out was offered 25 years. So
yeah, that's another thing. I think I spoke about that. He was offered 25 years, but they didn't want that. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna go to court. I'm gonna fight it. End up getting life. End up losing, and end up getting life."
Offered him 25 years. He would be able to get out. I don't know how old he is. Maybe like 30 something. He would have got out by like 50 something.
Let me see how old he is. This is a football note. Oh, okay. See how old Cash Out. Cash Out. Age. They ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna play this back.
He said no. He took the Diddy method, but he don't got Diddy money. And this case, honestly, is very different from Diddy's, right? Diddy was just freaky. This was pimping, right? And he blew trial. He blew trial, and essentially, he got found guilty and got a life sentence, right? Before the judge actually handed down his or her actually, that's another bad sign. You have a black.
That's another thing too. Like that's another bad sign. There's no way he thought he was gonna win this. You got about like 3 females up here. Like nothing but the judge is a female. Like even make it worse. She's a black female. Like come on, bro. Like these are females. They ain't finna take that, bro. You finna go down. Like that is common sense. Like even your mama and grandma know it. You going down. You going down. Like this, you going down. And boy, he went down. They ain't throw the book at him. They threw the whole library at him. He went down.
Female. You have a black female prosecutor, black female judge, and you're charged with
my
pimping.
Gosh.
Nigga. That's like Diddy
What
walking into court with 6 white women, bro. Again, except you're just not Diddy, right? Here we go. He made a statement for about 8 minutes before the judge gave him life. He was found guilty on Friday of RICO, rape, holding people false in prison. He got found guilty of goddamn everything. He did get acquitted of certain things, but he got found guilty of the home run charges. And when I say home run charges, the shit that carry damn near life. Sexual assault, sex trafficking, RICO. He got found guilty of all of those. Here we go.
So before I ask the court for what I'd like to ask the court to do, can I have my client address the court?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
What would you like to stand?
Good morning today, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I want to start out by thanking you for giving us a fair trial. I want to thank the jurors for the amount of time that they put in to judge this trial. This time being on this
Yes, this attorney was in the YSL trial.
I was able to see how the jurors are put in a tough position to, sit there and judge someone's life, And, it's a hard decision, and I felt like they made the wrong judgment. I've done things in my life. I'm not perfect. But the things I've been accused of, I know that I haven't done those things.
And if you listen to what he's saying, he's not sorry for what he's doing. He's not sorry. He's just more like saying, yo, these women had the right to leave. I didn't force anybody to do anything. I didn't do anything to these people. What's being told in the court is not true. It's not true. And he's not like I said again, he's not sorry. He's not saying sorry for what he did. He's just saying, yo, I ain't do it. Y'all. That's all he's saying.
I know it's typical for a person to come up here and, show remorse to, crimes that they have done, but I can only show remorse to the people that I know that was in this trial, which is.
Oh, they're bleeping that out.
Okay. Not remorse on behalf of like I did anything to them, because if you know me and people who really know me know that I wouldn't force anybody to do anything. I met women, I dated women who were doing escort or whatever, however people want to look at it from a moral standpoint, but who was doing these things as a grown woman. I've only dealt with grown women. Nothing was forced. Nothing was coerced or anything of that nature. If you notice before this trial, no woman can say anything about me before this trial. If you notice before this indictment, no woman can say anything about me before this indictment. I get the situations that people are put in when they're faced with a certain type of crime or a certain type of time, and they're bullied into this situation to put the blame on someone, or to put the blame on Cash Out, or to put the blame on someone.
I'm gonna be honest with you, for his explanation here, he might as well have taken a stand. So I don't know, he's not apologizing here, people. He's actually saying, I know people usually come up here because he's already found guilty. He's like, his fate now lies in the hands of the judge and how much years she's gonna give him. He's saying most people come up here and just apologize and just own responsibility, but I can't do that because I really feel like I didn't do nothing wrong. So again, he's kind of saying, yeah, I sat here but I think y'all made the wrong choice. So he's not really apologizing. He's saying that, yo,
he was already, like, at this point right here, he was already sentenced. He was already sentenced. He just giving his testimony of, hey, y'all made a mistake here. But he was already sentenced at this point.
He's trying to use a Diddy argument. Yo, these are grown women. They did what they wanted to do. The difference, I would probably say, I don't know this case in and out, you were selling the women, and they relied on you for money. And you, supposedly, according to the case that was, like, similar to it, for his co-defendant that was tried separately but got found guilty as well, that they used to beat the women and kind of, I mean, you're kind of coercing them if you're pointing guns at them, right? Come on now.
Like, that's common sense. Like, you're forcing them. If you, like, they didn't really have the right to go anywhere. Like I said before, they didn't have the right to move anywhere or to go anywhere. You have gun, you're whipping them. So what rights did they have for them to leave? The fear of their life. What right did they have?
Who's at the top? That's why I didn't really fault them for their decision. I didn't fault for making her decision during a proffer. She just had a child. Mind you, she was just on video call with me while being incarcerated. I don't fault for doing the thing.
Oh, this nigga name dropping.
And she did.
By the way, all the girls flipped on him.
With her proffer, because mind you, she was facing a certain amount of time handling her probation in different cases that she's on. I don't fault people for making accusations because I'm a man that typically let women leave on their own behalf. Never held them in prison or held them in slavery or said, you can't leave me or you can't do this. Every woman you've seen come on this stand showed you that they left and came back willingly on their own. What I mean by that, they left on their own and they came back willingly on their own.
Some of the stuff you're hearing, you can just hear that he's just lying. Like, he's lying. Like, they left on their own and they came back on their own. Like, what woman would want to come back to a sex trafficker? Like, come on, man, make that make sense.
During this trial, I was able to see, you know, how valuable life is and how valuable the people that you hang around or the people that you even date or the people that you even know, how valuable it is to judge their character. Sometimes I let people stay around who I knew was going to affect a situation that I had going on. So I don't, and for the people who came to this trial that I never met a day in my life, never had any contact with them, never had a text message with them, never had an interaction with them, don't even know where most of these stories came from, it's baffling. Never forced a woman to commit a sexual act. Never. I've been traveling all around the world from.
Prices are blowing up, except on Kayak. Get cheaper flights this summer on Kayak. Search now.
Here to Dubai, and you would never hear a woman say that I forced them to do anything sexual or commit a rape with anybody. I don't hang around people that do things of that nature. I feel like, and somebody asked me this the other day, it was like, every time I see your head high and you always smiling, because when you have that confidence, it takes me back to the Bible. When you have that confidence and
hey, well, when these people standing before the court, boy, standing before the judge and that, man, boy, God is like the first thing they bring up. Boy, I'm a new person. God has changed me. I believe in Jesus Christ. But when they was outside, they were living crazy than a mother freaker. They were living crazy. They were talking crazy. They was raping, having sex with whoever. But as soon as they stand before that court and they stand before that judge, hey, I believe in Jesus. Jesus is the Most High God, and I'm a hallelujah man now. Come on, man, stop playing around.
You know you can be falsely accused of things. Jesus was falsely accused. A lot of the prophets were falsely accused. You don't have that emotion like you've done something. You know, so if you see me with my head high, or if you see me smiling, it's because I know at the end of the day, through Jesus Christ, the Most High will always give you the actual judgment. So I really thank you for providing us a fair trial. Just me getting to know you during trial, I was like, you know, she's just the judge. But when you sit 12 people in that panel and you know, have them, you know, judge our lives and, you know, put them in a position to judge our lives, you know, it takes you back to, once again, the Bible, when people had to judge these prophets' lives. And I say, if you know me, you actually know me. There's plenty of people that know me in this world. There's plenty of people that know me in this jail. There's plenty of people that know me where I'm from. Like I say, once again, I'm not perfect. I come from certain areas. I come from, you know, certain environments. I come from doing things in my past life before the music. But I'm here to tell you that if you sat in this trial and you paid attention to this trial, before these dates, no woman could ever say, I done those things to them. Before these dates, you can go on my Instagram and see these women enjoying themselves, having their own things, living their own life. Before these dates, I can say you had these women that never had anything to say about me. Before this indictment, before the RICO, you had these women actually talking to me while I was incarcerated. I've been incarcerated for 4 years, and these women are interacting with me. These women who took the stand and supposedly scared of me, or monsters, or I'm a monster, or took these proffers. This wasn't the case before they was indicted. So from my perspective,
okay, he's kind of making a point here, but again, he should have took the stand.
I mean, not to me. He's not making any point to me. He's just trying to defend himself and trying to say, yo, these women, again, they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. But then again, it's kind of hard, bro. It's kind of hard for you to say, well, they're not telling the truth, but then you're being accused of, not even accused, you're being placed at a scene and being part of something that's very, very that can destroy people's life, you know. So I don't really believe. I believe he's a good talker, and I believe he's trying to talk his way into like making people feel like, you know, sentimental, feeling some type of way. But I really believe he really did those things. Like he really did those things, straight up.
I'm wondering where the fine line is, and you know, obviously, Fulton County, they love the RICO. Like they absolutely cherish and love the RICO charge, and they were successful here. I think what he really means to say, and this is why I said he should have took the stand. Maybe he could have been on some Diddy shit, pause, and just said, listen, Yo, check this out. Yo, I pimped a few hoes, but I wasn't doing all of this other shit in no organized fashion. I met a couple bitches. They already was selling pussy. I knew some niggas that had some money.
Again, sorry for the language, y'all. Sorry for the language.
That want to buy some pussy. I put him with her with him. I took my cut off the top. Yeah, I was pimping. That's a charge too. But that's not a life sentence plus 70 years. I think that's what he's kind of alluding to, because what happens is they take that and they now say, oh no, you forced these women to do this. They didn't want to do this shit. Because that's what sex trafficking is, right? Like you elicit commercial sex acts from women using force, fraud, coercion, right?
Yeah.
And I think what he's saying, like, yo, these are grown women. Yeah, I'm broke. I'm a rapper, or I was a rapper. Yeah, I was like connecting 1 and 2, getting whatever. And again, that if you ask me, that's the difference between this motherfucker doing 5 years and this nigga doing life, right? Because they trumped up the RICO to say he had a system. He had his mama doing this. He had his so-and-so doing that. And that's why, you know, somebody said they overbaked him. Yeah, they overcooked his ass. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like some people can get bullied into a situation that they really don't really wanna do. And I'm sitting here just holding my head high and just, you know, feeling that one day the truth will come out. One day the truth will come out on my situation. One day the truth will come out on this rape allegation. That these things never happen. And when you see a person get up on that stand and put their hand on the Bible and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, that means you have to be perfect like you're Jesus. You have to be perfect on that stand. You can't show a flaw. And that's a tough one. It's a tough one for me because I had flaws in my life. So you have to tell the complete truth on that stand. And I got up there and see people put their hand on that Bible and not tell the complete truth. And that's baffling. But at the end of the day, I put my trust in the Most High. I put my trust in the universe to bring out the truth. To bring out the truth of these people who made these allegations. To me, it's like you have no heart. You have no heart. And I know people want me to stay in line or walk a toe, but when you speaking something truthfully and you speaking from the heart and you know that this is not your character, something must be said. And I just wanted to address the court and give my perspective on the things that I felt during this trial, felt that the jurors gave us was not the correct judgment. And it will show. Thank you.
All right, this is where you get overcooked right here.
They throw the whole library at that boy.
You are to register.
Same old phone? Nah.
Oh my
Upgrade
gosh.
to the new
These
Galaxy
commercials,
Z
son.
Fold 7.
Here we go.
30 pimping, 20 years.
Here we go.
The sentencing to be meted out by this court will be responsive to that. Mr. John Michael Hakeem Gibson, would you please stand? Okay. On count 1, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 10. On count 10, rape, life in confinement.
Damn.
Count 12, aggravated sodomy, life in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 22, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 1. Count 23, trafficking a person for sexual servitude. 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 22. Count 24 on the lesser included offense of battery. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 25, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. 5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 23. Count 26, pimping. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10.
So you see what I was saying? So the pimping charge, it's a year. They give him a year. However, obviously rape, life. What else? That's life. What else? RICO, he got 20, and then all of the sex servitude, which is like sex trafficking, 20 years.
Count 27, pandering. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 28, keeping a place of prostitution.
Gosh, Lee, how many crying this man? I mean, they just hitting him with just counts and counts and counts and counts. Like, gosh, Lee, and it's all adding up too.
12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 29, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 30, simple battery, merges into count 24, battery. Count 45, possession of prohibited items by an inmate. 5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive.
Hold up, what she just said?
5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive. 5. Possession of prohibited items by an inmate.
This man was committing crime. Why in jail or prison?
5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 25. Conditions of this sentence. No contact with any of the victims named in the indictment, to include Diamond Irvin or their families.
Damn.
You are to register as a sex offender.
That part took me out of surprise. Cause I'm like, sex offender. I'm like, was he pimping like 15, 14-year-olds or something? But I did my research, and because of the crime, there was sexual. Because of the crime, there was sexual. He have to register as a sex offender because the crimes were like, all of them were sexual crimes. He have to register as a sex offender. I got this information from ChatGPT. So yeah, but yeah, no.
You are to stay away from 737 Alfred Road in Atlanta. You are to stay away from the Mezzo condominium, 2171 Peachtree. You are to stay away from the St. George's Commons address, and you are to stay away from the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor.
And I'm not understanding why she's telling him to stay away from these places. I'm like, yo, the man's in prison. When is he coming out or something? Like, he's in prison. Like, I don't understand.
All right, you may be seated. All right. Ms. Smith and counsel, please stand.
That's the mom. That's the mom.
As to count 1, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement. Count 37.
At Zaxby's, you can lemon pepper any way you want. Now that's lemon pepper perfection.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I be hating these commercials, yo. I promise everything I love.
Trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 10 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive to count 1. You're to have no contact with any of the victims, including Diamond Irvin, named in this indictment, or their families. You are to register as a sex offender. You are to stay away from 737 Alfred Road, the Mezzo at 2171 Peachtree Road, the address at the St. George's Commons, 9340, and the FIB, Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor. You may be seated.
They gave the mom 30 years.
All right, Mr. Taylor. On count 1, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive.
It's the cousin right here. The one that's standing out, that's the cousin.
With count 9. Count 9, rape. Life in confinement.
Gosh.
Damn, why she say it like that?
Count 11.
Because she's a female.
Aggravated sodomy. Life in confinement to run concurrent with count 9. Count 13. Trafficking a person for sexual servitude. 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 1. Count 15. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 13. Count 16. False imprisonment. 10 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 15. Count 17. Pandering by compulsion. 10 years to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 9. Count 18. Possession of cocaine. 3 years to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 9. Count 19. Tampering with evidence. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 9. Count 20. Willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer by use of threats or violence. 10 years to serve to run concurrent with count 9 and a suspended fine of $300. You're to have no contact with any of the victims named in the indictment, nor are you to have any contact with Diamond Irvin or any of their families. You are to stay away from the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor. You are to stay away from...
Again, I don't know why she's telling them to stay away. I mean, these guys are going life for prison. They're going life. They're going in prison for life. They're not coming out. So why she's telling them to stay away? That part I'm not understanding that part.
737 Alfred Road in Atlanta. You are to stay away from the Mezzo address at 2171 Peachtree Road and the address at the St. George.
It could be that, those two could have somebody, call somebody on the phone and say, yo, go to this address, go to this address. It could be that's why she's telling them to stay away from those places. It could be that too. I just thought about it.
Commons, 9340. You register as a sex offender.
Well, damn. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I wish I had the indictment here. If anybody got a link to the indictment, I could look it up, but I want to like pause the stream. I gotta read what these motherfuckers really did. Like, I know he was pimping, clearly, but the obviously there's sexual assault in there too. But the idea of like this whole like.
Listen, man. This the end of the video here, right here. I'm gonna still keep streaming, but I was just recording that for other purposes. But like I said, the whole thing was do right. The title's do right to people, man. Do right to people, because eventually you're going to end up meeting your faith. You're gonna reap what you sow. Those guys did what they did. They did wrong. Cash out. His family, his mom, and his cousin, they all did what they did, and they all paying for it. 2 of them are gonna spend life in prison. One of them gonna do 30 years. I don't know how old is she now, but by the time she get out, she might be in her I don't know, 80s or something, 70 or 80. And that's if she get out by that time and is alive. So yeah, do good to people, man. Do good to people. Subscribe, share, like this video. Also got a Twitch. Follow me, H Metayer, METAYER 95. But yeah, God love, God bless y'all. Oh yeah, I don't know why I just said that. I'm still, but yeah. I want to speak about something else too real quick. I want to speak about this Jacksonville thing that just happened. This is kind of like there's a video of the there's a video, if I can find it. There's a video, I believe it's here. I believe is that it? I think this is it.
Red Bull gives you wings. WGU's pre-licensure nursing program is your ideal opportunity to become.
Shut up, y'all.
This is Director Ed Cayenne from our Director of Homeland Security and Investigations. Our integrity unit also falls underneath him. That's why he's joining me up here this evening. Today, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, this is the video here. This video is gonna give the whole breakdown of what happened between the guy that got punched. This happened in Jacksonville. This happened around my area. I'm just being honest. But yeah, you're gonna see the whole video breakdown on this. If you see in this, leave a comment. Like, see if this is was this should he have obeyed the officer? Could the officer O'Buddy, Mr. I believe his name is William, or McNair, I believe his name is, could he have done something different? And just put that in the comment or something.
Office is releasing information regarding the circumstances of William Anthony McNeil Jr.'s arrest on February 19th of 2025. Yesterday, while I was in church, JSO became aware that cell phone.
That was while he was in church.
Camera footage purportedly of this arrest was circulating on social media. At my direction, the agency immediately began both a criminal and administrative review of the officer's actions. These administrative reviews are ongoing, but the State Attorney's Office has determined that none of the involved officers violated criminal law. Even though the administrative review has yet to be completed, we are releasing the body-worn camera footage today because Officer Bowers has consented to its release and waived his officer's Bill of Rights pertaining to the discrete piece of evidence. Because the administrative review is pending, the officer's Bill of Rights prevents me from releasing any additional information beyond these videos, as it is confidential under Florida Statute 112.532. As JSO's leader, I have vowed to be open and transparent with the public that we serve. Whether the information shared reflects well in this agency or not, I have always done my very best to tell the public exactly what's going on within the agency. When there are allegations of officer misconduct, our agency thoroughly investigates those allegations. When allegations of officer misconduct are sustained, we hold officers accountable, as I've done many times in the past. In this case, the cell phone camera footage that began viral circulation over the weekend does not comprehensively capture the circumstances surrounding this incident, and that is to be expected. Part of that stems from the distance and perspective of the recording cell phone camera. Another part of it stems from the fact that the cell phone camera did not capture the events that preceded Officer Bowers' decision to.
Don't get me wrong. When I seen that video, when I seen him get punched, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know why that cop punched him. I have no idea. But if you listen to what TK Waters saying, he's gonna kind of gonna say, yo, the guy, you know, it's the process. He was looking to get punched in the face. Kind of. That's what TK Waters is gonna kind of. He's not gonna say how I'm saying it, but if you read down the line, he's gonna say, yeah, he was looking to get punched in the face. But like I said again, dude was wrong for punching him in the face. But if you watch the video, you'll be like, yo, listen, if you're watching this video, if the cop tell you to get out the car, I mean, just get out the car. Just get out the car. Stop arguing with these people. Just get out the car. You don't know if that man had a bad day. You don't know if that police had a bad day. You don't know if that police wife is cheating on him, or they had an argument, or if he lost a member in the family. You don't know. This man got a gun. You do not know. Just get out the car, bro. That's all I want to say.
Arrest McNeil. Moreover, cameras can only capture what can be seen and heard. So much context and depth are absent from recorded footage because the camera simply cannot capture what is known to the people depicted in it. As a 33-year law enforcement officer, I understand the importance of thorough and complete investigations. One piece of evidence considered in a vacuum without any context can lead to skewed conclusions. When incomplete cell phone camera footage becomes the basis on which public opinion turns, the results can be equally faulty. A rush to judgment, whether it be in a criminal investigation or in a court of public opinion, can lead to flawed conclusions. Tonight, I'm sharing the footage from the body-worn cameras of the arresting officer, Officer D. Bowers, and two of the assisting officers, Officer D. Miller and Officer G. Curse, so that the public has more complete understanding of this incident. Before I deliver the currently available information and play the relevant body-worn camera, I want to be clear about something. Yes, there absolutely was force used by the arresting officers, and yes, that force is ugly. But as I've said many times before, the reality is that all force, all violence is ugly. And just because force is ugly does not mean it's unlawful or contrary to policy. But moreover, I want to provide the public with some background information pertinent to this incident. Since January 1st.
So he's going to give you information of how bad this guy is, and he's not a good dude. Oh, shoot.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has been involved in 38,805 traffic stops. Even as I speak, that number is climbing. The overwhelming majority of these tens of thousands of traffic stops were made without incident. After this traffic stop on February 19, 2025, McNeil was arrested for resisting a police officer without violence, driving on a suspended driver's license, and possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana. On February 20, 2025, McNeil pled guilty to and was adjudicated guilty of resisting a police officer without violence and driving on a suspended driver's license. Those pleas of guilty were accepted by a local judge who found them to have been factual basis and to have been voluntarily made by McNeil. After the resolution of this criminal case, McNeil took custody of his cell phone, the one he presumably used to record the footage that was shared on social media, on March 5th, 2025. At no time, February to now, did McNeil contact JSO to file a complaint, nor share with the agency the cell phone footage that is circulated on social media.
I mean, at this point, I'm gonna be at McNeil's point at McNeil's side at this one right there. Because why would I show the cops of this man punching me? I don't trust y'all. Y'all might delete the video. Y'all might do something. So no, I'm not gonna go and press charges. Even though I would have did that, I would have went straight up and pressed charges and say, hey, this guy just punched me in my face. I'm pressing charges. I need everything. You know, I would have did that first quarter. But I understand why McNeil didn't do it, because he probably was afraid. He probably was afraid that y'all was going to probably kick his ass even more. So for my language, or maybe even delete the video, whatever. So I can agree. I can at least I could understand why he didn't go straight to the cops and say, look what one of your officers did to me.
I said earlier, immediately upon becoming aware of this footage, JSO began a criminal and administrative investigations into the incident. Had McNeil filed a complaint, JSO would have started this investigation at that time. But we were not aware of this allegation or of improper use of force before this weekend. As this is agency's pattern of practice in any circumstances of use of force, the relevant body-worn camera footage was reviewed by multiple levels of supervision. However, As you'll see in short order, the body-worn camera footage does not capture Officer Bowers' response to resistance when McNeil was seated in the driver's seat. As I explained, although the state attorney's office has deemed it not criminal, the response to resistance is now subject of a pending administrative review to determine if Bowers' conduct violated JSO policy. The law requires that a person comply with the police officer's commands during a traffic stop. This is extremely important. There are not options. If you disagree, take care of it someplace else, but not on the side of the road. No one enjoys being the subject of a traffic stop, and there are times in which citizens dispute circumstances of their stops. But the law is clear. A person must comply with an officer's commands.
I agree 100%, man. If the cop tell you to get out the car, bro, get out the car. Again, like I said before, you don't know what that cop went through. You don't know if that cop argued with his wife before he left. You don't know if that cop lost a family member. You don't know what that cop is going through, bro. So if that cop said get out the car, bro, just get out the car. I mean, still defend yourself if you gotta defend yourself, but obey, bro. Obey. If the cop say I need your driver license, don't argue with him like, hey, it's my constitutional right for me not to give you my driver license. Like, come on, bro, just give the man the driver license, give the man insurance. If you got some weed in the car, let him know you got a weed. If you got a gun in the car, let him know you got a gun. And don't need to argue back and forth with a man that got a gun and that might shoot you because he's having a bad day.
Even if that person disagrees with that officer's reasons for the stop. Within 21 seconds of his civil stop or civil traffic infractions of driving without illuminated headlights during the rain or failure to wear a seatbelt, McNeil refused to provide stopping officers with his driver's license and registration. 14 seconds later, he locked his car door and refused to exit the vehicle, despite being told many times that he was under arrest. Moreover, McNeil was warned 7 times that he needed to open the door and exit because he was under arrest for resisting an officer without violence, or police would be forced to break his car window. Soon after McNeil was outside his car, officers found a large, unsheathed serrated knife on the driver's side floorboard. Now I'll play relevant portions of the body-worn camera of the 3 officers, Officer Bowers, the stopping and arresting officer, Officer Miller, the second responding officer who spoke to McNeil from the passenger side of the vehicle, and Officer Kearse, one of the assisting officers.
Nah, TK did say it was raining. Nah, it wasn't raining. Okay. That right there is already a problem, bro. The cop tell you to step out. First of all, he told you your light wasn't on. Yeah, hey man, I'm pretty sure his light don't look like it's on either. I don't know if I can zoom in. I probably can't. Gosh, I just messed up the whole thing. I don't think I can zoom in, but he doesn't look like his light doesn't look like it's on too. But now McNeil did something that was stupid. That was kind of stupid. The guy just told you to step out the car, and now you're locking the door where he probably is afraid that you might have a gun or you might shoot him. So, it's a lot of stuff that could have been avoided by this guy McNeil, my opinion.
2. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, it's your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
So they kind of told him, they said, yo, open the door and exit because we're going to break the window. So they told him, open the window, open the door, we're going to break this thing. So they told him. Again, right is right, wrong is wrong. Now, the cop who punched him, I think he was wrong for that. And they just went to freaking punching him after that. They just went to give him an ass whooping. Again, I think they were mad at this point. Like, we got to do all this. So, but again, they're telling him to open the door or we're going to break it. He's telling him that. He ain't just break it. He told him like 7, 8 times he was going to break the door, the windows if he didn't open the door. Again, not following direction. I'm just keeping it real, bro. I'm just being honest with you. I can't, like I said, right is right, wrong is wrong. When a man with a gun tell you to, I'm not saying that when a man with a gun tell you to do something, you should do it. Because there's a bunch of robbers and thieves that tell you with guns. And, there's time to stand up for yourself. And there's time where you got to be smart. The cop is telling you to open the door. Or I'm going to break it. He's telling you that. Obey.
No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the
Keep telling him.
door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
He keep telling him.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
It's like 7, 8 times now. He told him that.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
He's telling him again. See, the guy got something already out. I think he got something already out, coming out already.
I ordered 200 hand-forged knives to my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them.
So in that video, you don't see him punching. You don't see the cop, the white guy, punching him. But at this point, this is what I'm trying to ask everybody. If you can leave a comment, whatever it is, do you think it was necessary to punch him? Like, even like I said, I don't believe it was. But then again, when a cop is telling you to get out the car, do A, B, and C, bro, just do A, B, and C. And don't need to argue. Don't need to do all that. Just do A, B, and C. That's how I feel about it. Now, are there some dirty cops? Yes. Are there some cops that's gonna plant drugs in your car? Yes. You can Google that up. There's videos of cop doing that. Yeah, we see that. But when a cop tell you to, yo, step out, open the door, we're going to break it. He's telling them that. He ain't just break it. He's telling them that. So the media got it looking like, hey, the cop was wrong. Even though, the cop is wrong for punching him. I'm going to still say that. But at the end of the day, because I don't know why he punched him. But at the end of the day, him breaking that window, he told him he was going to break that window. He told him. They ain't crashed that man's car. Another thing too, this happened February 19 of 2025. It just being shown now, but this happened in February. I believe January or February. This happened of 2025. And it's just being shown now.
Be Officer Miller.
This might be a different officer or something. Yeah, that's a different officer.
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need to comply. Hey, I'll out the car. I'm gonna push it up.
Correct. This happened on the 25 of 02 of 19. So this happened in February 19.
Can you unlock the door and step out? I will. Can you step out? You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply. So. Yes. Correct.
So again, the media is taking a part where it's like, yo, he got, he got done wrong. And like I said, yeah, I mean, he did get done. He shouldn't have got punched in the face. But then again, yo, you should at least listen to you should have listened, bro. Like, you're arguing back with a police officer telling you to step out the car. We're doing a traffic investigation. Bro, he probably could have got a ticket and now, went on his way. Probably believe him, but they found other things in his car, so I don't know. But he probably just got I don't know. Maybe got a ticket. Maybe got a ticket. I don't know. But I know all this wouldn't happen.
Huh? Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess talked to you?
He pulled me over.
Yeah.
My window number.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like,
Okay.
there's multiple people there.
Okay, that's still a legitimate reason to pull somebody over.
There's no way.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on. Huh? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will. Huh? Alright, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hand.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. Alright.
Behind your back!
Wrong with you? 2574, let's hit 33. I guess 3. Stop. You're under arrest. Yes, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off you. Yeah. That's not how it works. It ain't no too late. When the accident step out of the vehicle, you should have done that. So your partner didn't even ask. Marijuana in my pocket. Yes, it is. So why close the door if you see him put up? Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do nothing wrong. No, resisting, idiot. I didn't do nothing wrong. Camera room in there. He back up to the top, I clean up. I did. You good? I know. You should have put some gloves on, bro.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. Huh? See that, John? What? The knife? Yeah, that's it.
Oh. He had a knife. Wow. He had a knife.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen.
What? Here. Huh? See that, John? What? The knife? Yeah, that's it.
He had a knife.
A lot of flat sticks. From you? Yeah, see that knife?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest concerns.
Yeah, you see what's right there on the seat?
Who's walking? Oh, yeah.
So bro walking around with a knife. You understand? Like this is what I mean. Like it's, like it's hard to be on whoever side you need to be on because it's, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. At least I'm gonna keep it 100. Hey, the police officer should never really hit bro. Should have took bro down. Did what they had to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like bro should just listen. Hey, just put my hands up, take me to jail. And also, he shouldn't really take that long. He took about a good couple, 10 months to put this out there. So, yeah. He should have went out there and did what he had to do. Again, like I said before, I know why he didn't. I can understand why, but at least, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But what I do know is that how McNeil approached it was wrong, and how the other cop approached him, punching him in the face was wrong. That was wrong also, but hey, who the hell am I? I'm not no cop, so you know.
Harbor Freight hand tools get a lifetime warranty because they're engineered to last a lifetime.
So I've said many times before, social media is not.
Oh shoot, they go to knife right there. Yeah, they go to knife right here, y'all. Yeah.
Reality. One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading. Given that McNeil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public. The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend Officer Bauer's response to resistance until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped.
I agree 100%. He was not compliant when they told him to get out. I agree with that. I agree. I would agree with that part there. Hey, bro wasn't listening. He wasn't following direction. He wasn't obeying. I would agree with that.
For multiple civil infractions. His noncompliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. McNeil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly. And because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating. The State Attorney's Office, once again, has reviewed the case materials and determined that Officer Bauer's actions are not criminal. Now, JSO will conduct a thorough investigation to determine whether Officer Bowers acted appropriately with respect to JSO policy. When an officer does wrong, and I think every one of you know this and everyone that's listening, I will stand up here and tell you straight. And likewise, when officers justifiably use force, I'll stand up here also and I'll tell you straight. I ask the public for its patience as the administrative process is completely competently completed. Once we've determined whether Officer Bowers acted within policy or not, I will immediately share that determination with the public. Out of an abundance of caution, pending the outcome of this administrative review, Officer Bowers has been stripped of his law enforcement authority. Effective immediately, all video footage presented in this briefing is available on all JSO social media platforms, YouTube, and JSO is available on. Officer Bowers has been stripped of his law enforcement authority. Effective immediately.
Okay, so I'm guessing that he's not working over there right now. He's probably stripped of authority. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing he's not working in right now at this point. That's what I'm guessing.
All video footage presented in this briefing is available on all JSO social media platforms, YouTube, and JSO's transparency page. So I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have right now. Yeah, Eric? Yes, sir.
But yeah, I ain't gonna watch the whole video. But yeah, like I said, by what I seen, I feel like bro should have listened. I feel like bro should have at least been obedient to the cop. I mean, yeah, I understand people got their rights, but you should use your rights smartly, not just use them. Also, you hear people do crimes and still say, "Hey, I have my rights to do." Like I get you still have rights because you just I get it, but you gotta use your head, dude. You gotta use your head. Whoever you are, you got to use your head. Like if the cop tell you to step out of the car, step out the car. If the cop tell you, "Hey, I need to see your driver's license," I need to see your driver's license. It don't need to argue with them. You know, are there some dirty cops? Yes. There's video of cops, like I said before, this video of cops throwing drugs and planting drugs in people's car and so on and so on. But if it's come to just following direction and stepping out your car and doing A, B, and C, then do A, B, and C. You understand? Again, are there some dirty cops? Yes, they are. But when it comes to obedience and avoiding stuff like this happening to, bro, just listen, bro. Just listen. Because a lot of people have died because of just not listening. There's a video of, what's that guy named George Floyd. There's a video of there's a video of George Floyd, and everybody was acting crazy how one of the cops put the knee on the guy neck, on George Floyd's neck. But if you watch the whole video, you'll see like, hey, George Floyd was acting crazy, bro. George Floyd was dude wasn't really up there. There's a video out there of the whole thing. So yeah, man. But that's my opinion. I think McNeil was wrong. I still believe the cop that punched him was wrong too. But like I said again, man, we'll see how everything go though. I just want to talk about this real quick. That's something that just happened. There was an incident between Rick Ross and I don't know if it got fixed or not. Incident between Rick Ross and what's his name? Rick Ross and DC Young Fly, and they got into it. Well, they didn't get into it. I guess they fixed it up now in a way. But yeah, there was like a little incident going on. Let's see.
Little bro, listen, man. I came to your podcast. I came for free, homie, no charge. I did it.
Okay, if you don't know what's going on, allegedly, what's his name? Rick Ross went to one of DC Young Fly podcasts. He came for free, and supposedly Rick Ross said, "I'm going to the bathroom." Dude walked to the bathroom, never came back. And DC Young Fly and his team members feel like they were that was disrespectful. Even though you came for free, but you could at least let them know you were leaving, And that's true. You could at least said you were leaving and, still say what you had to say. But that's just, my opinion.
On face, homie. I didn't ask you what your analytics was and this and that. I came on face, homie, to show love. And don't make it like I walked off on you. I left early. Rose had some other things to do too. But guess what? I came for free. I wasted that nice ass Gucci jacket on that look, man. I couldn't even really wear my Gucci jacket again. But I did it for love. And next time I come for free, at least have me some lemon pepper wings. Stop at that. You heard me? But I came for free.
It's funny you just said lemon pepper. Hey, you gotta have some food for that boy, for real though. But yeah, I just ate me some lemon pepper yesterday. But yeah, you gotta have some food for that boy.
I ain't charging. You feel me? Don't talk about Rose other business. I came and did that. And what is the analytics? How the show doing anyway, man? I'll come back on it, and when I'm going to walk off that the next time, and it's bitch say, Rose, of course not. You know when it's time to go.
Why he keep licking his lip like that? Why the nigga keep doing that?
It ain't no more chicken wings, man. They smoking, man. And August 2nd is perfect timing for that Ricky Rose pool party. Get your tickets, man. Come to the promised land. Come to the White House. Come to the big crib. Come to the Ricky Rose estate. You feel me? Come to the Ricky Rose estate. August 2nd for the pool party. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to DM my DC Young Fly. Tell him come out there. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Shit gonna be a vibe. August 2nd, hosted by DC Young Fly. All my real young hustlers to realize, on your rise to the top, don't nobody owe you nothing. The world owes you nothing. You get what you earn, and anything else that fall on your lap, just consider it a blessing and send that up to the Most High. But for the real ones that won't quit and want to know why shit take longer than it do, always remember that, man. Remain solid and keep hustling, because, that double back round, that third time round, that fourth time round, that's when shit really get lovely, and you got to think long term. Big boy talk, biggest.
Ross, big homie. First of all, it love. Second of all, I got to call a spade when it's a spade. You say you did it for free. Everybody do it for free, Ross. You ain't the only. Boosie did it for free. T.I. do it for free. Busta Rhymes did it for free. Snoop Dogg did it for free. Everybody who sat on that couch do it for free. Now, that wasn't the biggest moment. Now, that's one of the viral moments, but Boosie, episode 8 million. Got Country Wayne, shit like 6-7 million. Like, we do numbers. We do everything.
Them boys making numbers. Them boys making some money. I mean, I don't know. You know, they ain't paying. I don't know what it is, but they making money. And I wanted to say about the Rick Ross point. The Rick Ross whole situation. I feel like he's very prideful. Even though he said some stuff at the end that was like motivational. At the end of the day, I feel like he's very prideful of his he look like he's a very prideful man. Just to me, just my opinion, and don't really look like a man that's humbled. Just to me.
Analytics. Our analytics. We was the biggest before you came, and we was the biggest afterwards. So you always got room to come back to be on the biggest podcast in the world, correct? You dig what I'm saying? But when you call a spade, it get hot. And where you gotta go to cool off? I'm going to talk to my little homie DC in the pool because it's hot. I got to get in the pool because it's too hot outside. And August 2nd, y'all make sure y'all go to his pool party. Because I'm not going to be there. But you said I was going to be there, Ross. But that's false advertising. I didn't say give me a check. But get the free promo because we family. Push up to his pool party. Y'all push up because I'm going to be in Philadelphia telling these jokes. But everybody can get some money. Push up to the pool party. But Ross, don't do that. And the jacket, you wore the jacket for no reason. Well, let me buy that Gucci jacket up off you then.
I don't think he need to buy that Gucci jacket. I don't think it gonna fit. At least I don't think so. But hey, man, what it is.
So I can tell my son, I bought this from a who left. He said that he wore it for no reason. It was a waste. So since we didn't pay you, I'm gonna pay you for the Gucci jacket. Because if I give you some money, I'm gonna want something. Give me that jacket. Since you want some money. But you know we love you. Push up again. And you said something about the wings. Make sure we had the wings. If your ass would have stayed, you would have knew we had 200 of them goddamn Wingstop. They was in the back. You remember when you went to the back, the bathroom, you just left? It was 200 Wingstop wings. As a matter of fact, lemon pepper. We knew you were going to with it, but you didn't eat it. And we respect when that shit to do, bro. Just tell us as soon as you come in, hey, little homies, I got an hour. We gonna try to get you in, man. We gonna try to get you in about 45 minutes so you can make it to your next destination. Don't pull up, act like you doing us a favor, and then just leave her without saying something. Just say something so we can know what's going on, gang. We ain't tripping, but push back up. Your team, we called your team. We called the person who we called when you was on the way. Guess what they said? We don't know where he going. So Ross, get at the pool and give me a call so we can get it together. I love you, big homie. We out every day. I'm hustling.
I guess, man, but yeah, man, they had a little issue, and I think it's all. I don't know if it's all fixed now, but it's a little issue they had. I don't know if y'all heard about the whole T Grizzly thing with the whole murder stuff he got going on. It's like the whole aunt story is crazy. The whole T Grizzly thing, the aunt, everything is going. It's going crazy. Like it's going crazy.
Use kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites at once? I like to do things myself.
I know a little bit about this. Okay, so T Grizzly recently went live to respond to rumors that he got his auntie killed. So rumors were circulating on Friday night after it was discovered that Wu Thang from 600 is currently on trial for the murders of T Grizzly aunt. Now, Wu Thang is close friends with Buka 600, who's T Grizzly's close friend and groomsman in T's wedding. Now, T Grizzly's aunt got killed, I think it was a couple of years ago, and a lot of people were like, wondering what this was all about. They were saying the gang war must be so serious in, I think it's, was it Detroit that he's from?
Yeah.
That his auntie's getting killed. Now there's a...
See, I don't want to, let me see this
Nobody
guy.
wins when the family feels, but my
Grizzly, one of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side.
face and think I'm playing AJB. I wish I was sitting outside with you and I was in that back with you. You know your favorite rapper when the never.
Was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I don't even. I think that no, she died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything.
A lot of people saying that he was part of that. He's the one that set up his so-called auntie. It's not really his auntie, it's his manager. He said, I mean, I guess he was dating his so-called auntie / manager, got her pregnant, allegedly. A lot of people say that, well, there's rumors going around saying that he had something to do with it. If you listen to the story, how he explained it, it kind of just not making any sense. Just my opinion. It just doesn't make any sense. And also, YouTube, this is education purpose only.
Everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words.
If I'm Detroit's very own T Grizzly, I'm keeping a low profile. After this video, you might hear a lot of what ifs. Maybe a few people even saying, nowadays when these rappers get married, they in some shit. Cause truth be told, as our older generation would say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. Now a lot of folks might not remember this, but about 7 years ago, T Grizzly lost someone publicly referred to as his aunt. Whether she was blood or not, that's still up for debate. But some say it was through marriage. But what we do know is that she was tragically gunned down while riding in the Uber. And by some twist of fate, T Grizzly had gotten out the same car just minutes before the shots had rang out. Now at the time, everything seemed off, but no.
Y'all don't see how weird that is? So somebody shooting up the car, she died, the driver don't die, and you don't die, but she died. That sounded like to me they had a main target who they were trying to hit. They were trying to hit her. Now, does that mean that he could have been avoided? Does that mean that he could have been the one that was put on that caused it? I mean, I don't know. They probably was trying to attack him. Then they end up, but then it doesn't make any sense because if you're trying to get him, you would know. Come on, you know who's. Like, you would know, like, this is him right here. Like, you would know, I know this guy. Like, you'll go after him. You'll go after the female. They went after the female. They killed the female. Like, but again, hey, I understand these guys ain't professionals, so they just go killing everything on sight. So that could be it, too. Now, do I believe he's going to be set up and end up going to prison for this? I don't think so, because it's kind of, you need, like, hard, fixed detail to really, like, try to put this together to say, yeah, he was part of this. He knew this was gonna happen. They was after him. It's kind of hard to say that. Like, you know, it's hard for that to it's hard for the people to really put that in court and really say, yeah, this is the guy they were going after him and stuff like that. So he might get off. He might get off. He might not go to prison just because. You gotta have like tight proof to say, yeah, you set this lady up. But I don't know. We'll just let's continue with the
Nobody
video.
had real answers. Then about 2 months later, a man allegedly tied to one of T Grizzly's groomsmen, a man connected to Lil Durk, someone tied to him from his same neighborhood in Chicago, Illinois, which we'll later discuss, was arrested in connection with her murder. Since then, the case been cold in many people's eyes. And yet, Detroit police still have an open $2,500 reward for more information. And that alone tells you everything ain't fully closed on this. But what if I told you that was just the surface? Because what I found out while digging into this court transcripts and trial updates and federal paperwork, found me get deeper. Way deeper than what people may expect. Pause. Now there, as of now, has been whispers that she might have been pregnant, allegedly, by T Grizzly. And that wasn't even his blood aunt. But all that is he say, she say to this point. Because still, Grizzly called her his aunt, and that's what the world ran with. Not to mention he was signed to her, which some say is a clear motive. But today, I'm bringing y'all a full breakdown. Court documents, timelines, trial updates, and theories media skipped over. Because y'all will find out later in this video that someone is currently standing trial for her murder. And based on documents I've seen, I wouldn't be shocked if the feds step in once this trial is wrapped. In this video, we're going through everything from what happened that night in the Uber to who this man really is that's facing trial, to why certain people in Grizzly's circle started going ghost once the pressure came down. We're clearing up every rumor, laying out the facts. And like we always do, fam, at the conclusion, I'm here to hear from you once I lay everything on the table. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. T Grizzly, born Terry Sanchez Wallace Jr., is a rapper straight out of Detroit, Michigan. He came up from tough circumstances, raised on the west side. His mom was sentenced to 20 years when he was just a teen, and his dad was killed in the streets. But instead of folding, Grizzly took to music. He gained national attention in 2016 with his breakout single, First Day Out.
All in for your life. Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas to plug me. They act like they couldn't hear.
Now that was a track he dropped just months after being released from prison for a robbery case tied to Kentucky, as he rapped about. The track blew.
Like that song right there for the I remember that song. That song came out, everybody went crazy. I remember that song. When that song came out, everybody went crazy. Everybody was everybody went wild. This was when I was like maybe 21, 22. I'm 30 now, but this one I was like 21, 22.
Blew up fast, doing millions of views in days, and earning cosigns from legends like Jay-Z and LeBron.
Boom, 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 boom. Help. Hit the Rolling Stone with the rollie on. Jag portfolio.
From there, the momentum only grew. He dropped mixtapes, albums, and landed features with stars like Lord Durk and Meek Mill. But like most rappers with street ties, fame didn't come without a cost. The night he almost lost his life, or did he? Instead, his quote-unquote aunt did. In August of 2019, everything changed for T Grizzly. He was riding through Detroit in a black Chrysler 300. A little after 9 p.m. on the 3600 block, a 3-mile drive on Tuesday, when the driver exited the vehicle, shots were fired from an unknown location. That driver was allegedly T Grizzly going to his other aunt house at the location of the 3600 block, a 3-mile drive. A woman who took the stand today, almost 7 years later, which we'll later talk about. The bullet stuck Jobina Brown. May she rest in peace, and love and condolences to her family.
Grizzly, one of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side. Tonight we're hearing from a local radio show host who worked with Brown. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash joins us live from the scene to tell us how Brown is being remembered and what police are saying. Anu.
Well, Glenda, Detroit police tell me that homicide investigators are still working on this case, still trying to figure out what led up to the shooting here on 3 Mile Road just off of Mack. Meanwhile, those who knew Brown say she was kind-hearted and a hard worker.
She was a sweetheart. She was a good person. She was the type of person that would look out for you, do whatever, she could to help you.
Bushman, host of The Bushman Show on 97.9 WJLB, first got to know Jobina Brown 3 years ago. He called her JB. She was the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T Grizzly. She also managed Detroit rapper Sada Baby. Sources say on Tuesday night around 9:30, the 41-year-old was sitting in a Chrysler 300 with 2 other men here on 3 Mile just off of Mack. Police say as one of the men got out of the car, she was shot and killed.
JB, I love you. I miss you, but I will never forget about you. You were a queen and you were awesome.
Bushman says he's been getting calls and comments on social media from people across the country, those who've gotten to know Brown and some who are fans of T Grizzly. Bushman says Brown was a young woman who was committed and kind.
It was like her first time managing, but she grasped the knowledge of how to manage an artist and was running with it, and he's been very successful.
After hearing about her death, he shared this video of Brown in the studio with T Grizzly in May of 2018. She was fixing his hair, taking care of him like Bushman says she always would.
I wanted to share something for people to remember her by. When you're behind the scenes, you don't always get the credit for the things that you do, and I want people to understand who she was and what she meant to T Grizzly, Sada.
And as he continues to pay tribute to her, he just hopes the questions surrounding who took her life won't remain unanswered much longer.
Just want to know why. What made you do that? What caused you? What was going on in your mind and in your life that you felt like you had to pull a gun out and pop?
Now, I did reach out to T Grizzly's management company, but haven't heard back yet. Meanwhile, if you have any information that can help police solve this case, please call Detroit Police Homicide. Live on the city's east side,
No, at the time, no arrest was made. Police made a flyer for $2,500 for information
I'll
leading
be
up
back.
to an arrest in JB's demise. But see, Grizzly decided to make a track in dedication to JB. Check it out.
So you know your favorite rapper wanna never let them guys get you. I would've shot him, left him dying, leaking in the street. Wouldn't have ran with smoke.
But just 2 months after JB lost her life, the feds and the state had made an arrest. A place 4.5 hours away from each other, a little under 300 miles, in Chicago, Illinois. A man that was also connected to one of T. Grizzly groomsmen, also on his rap label, whose name is Booker, real close to Lord Durk and OTF. Apparently Booker are from the same neighborhood. They also go by 600 in Chicago. His name was Jermaine Whedon, aka Wu-Tang. Now when Wu-Tang was first picked up, it was an open murder, a felony firearm charge. But what a lot of people don't know is that Wu-Tang already had a serious criminal background. This wasn't no first-time offender. In fact,
Fu, you've missed a boat on crypto. Join the 30 million plus who trade from just $1 with MoonPay.
back on May 12, 2016, he had a felony conviction for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon in a vehicle in Cook County. He was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment. And second, on March 15, 2018, just 2 years later after that, he had a felony conviction again for unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon in Cook County, in which he was sentenced to 42 months in prison, which lets us know that Wu-Tang not supposed to be around firearms. Now I wanted to make all that clear, because he was later caught with a firearm that was illegal in Chicago, which we'll later discuss. And the feds got that case. And what they did is they dropped it for the moment, because he did get found with a firearm that has did another crime across state lines. And they let him deal with the state for now. And we just wonder why. But they also did something that I want you guys to pay attention to as well. In the state case, gave this habitual offender a reasonable bond for murder. As mentioned, we wonder why. But at this point, we know this is no ordinary case, and some folks believe he was let out on purpose. Maybe even being used as bait, or even working with somebody. Either way, something is off. Now, when JB lost her life, Wu-Tang was on.
I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of weird, because if you're part of a murder case and you're the one that committed the murder allegedly, why do you got, unless you didn't commit the murder, but if they say, yo, yeah, you committed the murder, how can they let you out unless you're working for them and you're like like the street would call a snitch to you're working for the cops in a way. That's the only way that would, that's one thing that passed my mind. So that's another thing that caught my attention too, is that was he at some point in time being used by the cop for certain, to catch other people, and was his time then over with, and now they're like, you know what, we don't need you no more, we taking you down.
Probation. And he had a tether. And we'll later explain how that played on helping solving this case for the state and the feds. October 19, 2019, just 2 months after JB lost her life, Wu-Tang was arrested in Chicago, Illinois. It was around 2:06 p.m. when officers from Chicago Police Department were on a routine patrol when they responded to another officer report of a male and one female sitting inside of a stolen vehicle parked in the alley behind 5920 South Calumet Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. The reporting officer had confirmed that the vehicle was stolen by checking the vehicle license plate in the law enforcement computer database. When responding to CPD, officers pulled into the alley. They observed the male subsequently identified as Wu-Tang, aka Jermaine Whedon, and a female standing near the stolen vehicle, a blue Nissan Versa with New York license plate. Now keep that vehicle in mind. As the responding officers exited the patrol car and approached Wu-Tang, he fled from officers on foot. After a brief foot chase, the officers apprehended Wu-Tang and placed him in handcuffs. As Wu-Tang physically resisted the officers when placed against the police car, a Glock 23 40 cal semi-automatic handgun bearing serial number PAZ-363 fell out of Wu-Tang's left pants leg. The handgun was loaded with 12 rounds of ammunition with the head stamp marking SIG 40 S&W. During the subsequent search of the stolen blue Nissan, CPD officers recovered an extended magazine from the passenger side door. Now fam, would you believe this man had the same firearm and same stolen vehicle during the night that JB lost her life? Well, it's true. When it came to the rental, the car was a Hertz rental car that had been set to be returned to Hertz on August 24, 2019. Hertz filed a stolen police report.
So he had the same gun, the same car, doing during when that lady died. So now, I mean, that got to be you. So now people are trying to find out. Now, if you shot her, okay, first of all, who were you looking for to shoot? Were you shooting her, or were you trying to shoot him? You know, it's like, again, like I said, it's going to be hard to really put T Grizzly in prison for this, because you're going to have, like, you're going to really, like, whoever's going to have to, you know, the person, this person's going to have to really, like, go really deep into, like, yo, this is the guy we're good, like, this is what happened. Like, what I'm trying to say, this person's going to have to go deep to try to put T Grizzly in prison. To say, he was involved in this murder, and they were like, you set this up. Because it's still hard to, in my mind, to say, T Grizzly set this lady up. Because if he shot her, was he trying to shoot him, or was he trying to shoot her? Even though, it's two big different. T Grizzly is big as hell. This lady probably not that big. So, you know, but the driver didn't get killed either. So that's another weird thing.
In September of 2019. The following year, February of 2020, DPD received notification from the MSP lab where they test the firearms, the ballistics. They confirmed that firearm that Wu-Tang was caught with in Chicago was the same firearm used to take the life of JB. May she rest in peace. Now at this point, fam, I know a lot going through your head, but at least for the moment, Wu-Tang gets arrested.
Same gun.
And the following year, as mentioned, police, at least the feds, stepped in, but they was already in. But they gave him one count of a firearm taken in from state lines, and they end up dismissing that case in 2021, letting him take on the challenge for the state for now. And after being arrested for over 5 years, the state gave him a $75,000 10% cash bond on the tether, in which he paid. But that was crazy, because as mentioned, he was arrested for all that time, and his trial was coming up, but the world didn't know. Now, Wu-Tang will only be out for just 3 months before starting trials just this past Monday, July 14, 2025. And while the feds keep a close eye, and for some reason, when this case has started back up for trial, they released a $2,500 reward again, as if the guy they caught with all this evidence isn't enough, or not the sole person responsible.
That's kind of weird. You understand how, like, so you let him out knowing that he did all this crime, just for unless the cop were trying to set him up or something, or were trying to catch him, or trying to catch somebody else, and they were just using him as a bit. That's the only thing I can think of it. That's the only way I can think of about it.
Probably indicates a recent bond and the feds letting go of the first charge for now. And the Family TV will hopefully start filming from now on this trial on Twitch and YouTube, on the second channel, and many more. But I was able to catch it today, although the audio wasn't allowed for screen recording while looking. You can only screen record if the audio picks up from another device. And I didn't know that today. But I took some key notes. And the house that T Grizzly allegedly stopped at the day JB lost her life to go inside. Remember we said that was his aunt's house? Another aunt? But she took the stand today. And to sum up 8 hours for you guys in 60 seconds, I say this. That rumor that's floating around that T Grizzly got his alleged aunt pregnant, the state believes that. Not the Family TV, not Reddit, the state. And there was one.
And then secondly, if he got his aunt pregnant, his last manager, is the baby dead? Because then that would be double murder, right? So is the baby dead or something?
Damaging answer from the aunt on the stand, and it seemed like it was bigger than the alleged defendant. The question was asked by the state, does she remember the aunt mentioning that when T Grizzly heard the shots inside the home, he ran to the window to see what was going on? The aunt responded, no. She didn't say that.
Can I say they must be tearing him up right now? Yeah, hell yeah. All good, man. So the night everything happened, man. Can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram. On your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever, and I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He was real close with my pops, just like my pops' brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there, and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas.
Again, I don't believe his story. Something about his story doesn't seem truthful. But again, like I said, you know, I don't think he's gonna do prison time. He might do a couple times, but I don't know if he's gonna, like, he might get something else, but I don't know if he's gonna really get prison time. I don't know. What I watch, because I like to listen more to DJ Academic because he know more about this type of stuff. So I like to see what he's gonna say about this. But at least I don't think he's gonna do prison time, even though I don't understand. I don't believe in that story what he's saying. But you know, that's just me. That's just me.
You just can't. You just gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right.
So then you can't really go where you want to go if you gotta move right, right? I mean, not really. If I can say I can go wherever, I can go anywhere I want to go. I don't have to move right. I can't say, oh yeah, I can't go to this place because I know I got beef with this person over here. Oh, I got this, and then I'm not moving right. If I can't go to Miami and say that I can't go to North Miami because I got beef with this person, then it's not that I can go anywhere if I got to move right. This is my opinion.
Ain't nothing happened to me, so I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no, because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses, and stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying?
Behind you.
Behind me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because
So the story is kind of weird. So didn't he get shot while they both were still in the car? Because it looked like to me he was outside of the car already in the cousin house, and the auntie was still in the car. So he wasn't in the car then. But what he's saying,
I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car, like
yeah,
she was driveway on the street.
She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car, on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. So once.
So then she was the main target because if they didn't shoot the driver. So if T Grizzly wasn't in the car, they didn't shoot the driver. They shot the lady. So she was the main target. Now the only thing is who set it up. And better yet, who set it up, or was she a criminal? Was she into gangs? Was she into, criminal activity? That's something else that got to be found out.
We got outside. Once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. Let me ask you. So, was you had to enter through the back door or something?
Yeah, I went
side door. Okay, I get you. Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
So we in the front. We looking. I look in the street. I don't see no glass in the street. So I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some. I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off.
Okay.
So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me? You could at least called me and told me, like, it's too much going on over here. Come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? That my driver ended up calling me, like, and told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door trying to get at me. He ended up hitting her up.
What the freak? That don't make no sense. I ain't talking too loud. I got people sleeping. It's like about 1:30 where I'm at. But this doesn't make any sense. So they open her door and they try and look for you, but they end up killing her. Like, they would know, like, come on, bro. Like, they won't know that's a lady. Hey, this the wrong person. But again, they could have ended up killing her because they could have ended up been looking for her, looking for him. But since they didn't see him, they just killed her. It could have been something. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be hard for the prosecutor to put this and protect and to put this out there. It's gonna be hard for the prosecutor to really put this the way it should be put, if this makes sense. It's gonna be hard to really, like I said, really put T Grizzly in prison for this. But then again, the story, like I said, doesn't really make sense. So I don't know.
Great ideas can come from anywhere.
Would they hit her on the body?
They hit her on her side and her arm. She didn't get hit her face, and I just all on her side. You feel me?
How many times?
On the side where her heart at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the side where her heart at too. So that shit was fucked up. She got shot like that before a long time ago. My uncle.
Okay.
His car got shot up, and she got hit in the exact same place, but she lived. You know what I'm saying? Because she went straight to the hospital.
Okay.
My uncle drove straight to the hospital as soon as it happened. But
was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I don't even. I think that no. She died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
That didn't make no sense. So they were looking for you, so they hit her. So, but again, that could make sense. What I'm saying, they could be looking for him. They didn't see him, so they shot her. That could be true too. That could be true.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect. So even if a person wasn't a suspect, if I didn't like that person, it was escalated. My dislike for them was escalated times 10.
Now we laid it all out. The come up, the tragedy, the arrest, the strange bond, the trial. You see just how deep the situation runs. And even though the facts are still on the table, the silence around the case speaks just as loud. You got federal interests that suddenly disappeared, and the suspect with a serious rap sheet walking free on bond. In a courtroom now, being told the victim may have been pregnant by one of Detroit's biggest rap stars. On top of that, you got a key witness, the aunt, saying
And that's another thing too. They're going to bringing that in court. Like, what was this guy? Why was he out of bond? Like, how the hell did you have this guy who committed crime to be out of bond? Like, to be just walking around the streets. He should have been in jail. What was he doing out? So that's another thing that they're gonna have to. So I don't know. It's this one's gonna be kind of. This one might be a little I don't know, a little fishy.
T Grizzly didn't even react when the shots went off. To the streets, that don't sound right. To the court, it raises questions. To the fans, it's a full-blown mystery. Now, it's time for you guys to let me know how you feel in the comments. I keep you guys updated as more develop. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
But yeah, let me see what DJ Ackerman got to say. And this might gonna be my last one. I'm gonna be out of here. Let me see what this boy got to say about this. DJ Academic on the T Grizzly. Let me see.
Yo, I'm about to call T Grizzly, man. Why they say he killed his auntie? Yo, why they saying T Grizzly killed his auntie?
Nobody wins with popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side.
Face and think I'm playing AJB. I wish I was sitting outside with you and I was in that back with you. You know your favorite rapper when the never.
Was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I don't even.
Okay, so let me give you like the new thing that's popping. T Grizzly has an aunt that died, I believe, in 2019. So T Grizzly's aunt died in his car. So initially, people thought if T Grizzly's aunt died in his car, a nigga tried to kill T Grizzly because it's his car. Then it got spooky wooky because the nigga they locked up for killing T Grizzly's aunt in T Grizzly's car is a nigga that supposedly T Grizzly knows or is cool with. Something like that. So they're like, wait, how's a nigga that you're kind of cool with or was known to be cool with the killer or alleged killer of your own aunt? Unless maybe you told him to go kill your aunt.
And it can see that's another thing too. Another thing too, it could the killer and T Grizzly had like some type of beef where like where you know he where like I said where the killer and T Grizzly had beef where maybe he was looking for T Grizzly and ended up killing wanted to kill T Grizzly, but since he couldn't find T Grizzly, and since T Grizzly supposedly was not in the car allegedly, he ended up killing his aunt / baby mama because she was pregnant by him. Again, this ain't his real aunt. Just saying.
Now this is pure speculation, people. Pure speculation, and it's such wild speculation to even hum rumors that maybe a nigga backdoored his own auntie. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, come on. Every auntie got some good cooking, man. Come on. Why would you do that, man? It sounds far-fetched, but that is a running theory, and a lot of people are going with it. Let me play this a little bit, because this is what some of these niggas are saying. Here we go.
I think that, no, she died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no word.
If I'm Detroit's very own T Grizzly, I'm keeping a low profile. After this video, you might hear a lot of what ifs. Maybe a few people even saying, nowadays when these rappers get married, they in some shit. Cause truth be told, as our older generation would say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. Now a lot of folks might not remember this, but about 7 years ago, T Grizzly lost someone publicly referred to as his aunt. Whether she was blood or not, that's still up for debate. But some say it was through marriage. But what we do know is that she was tragically gunned down while riding in the Uber. And by some twist of fate, T Grizzly had gotten out the same car just minutes before the shots had rang out. Now at the time, everything seemed off, but nobody had real answers. Then about 2 months later, a man allegedly tied to one of T Grizzly's groomsmen, a man connected to Lil Durk, someone tied to him from his same neighborhood in Chicago, Illinois, which we'll later discuss, was arrested in connection with her murder. Since then, the case been cold in many people's eyes. And yet, Detroit police still have an open $2,500 reward for more information. And that alone tells you everything ain't fully closed on this. But what if I told you that was just the surface? Because what I found out while digging into this court transcripts and trial updates and federal paperwork, found me get deeper, way deeper than what people may expect. Pause. Now there, as of now, has been whispers that she might have been pregnant, allegedly, by T Grizzly. And that wasn't even his blood aunt. But all that is he say, she say.
Gotta move right. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's mentioned to another officer report.
No.
Photobox. Be open to anything. Be open to
We already seen this, so.
chill things.
Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses and stuff like that. And we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to, if somebody up on us, my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas open.
Live when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I think that, no.
I don't believe this shit at all. I'm trying to get him on the
suddenly disappeared. And the suspect with a serious rap sheet walking free on bond.
Ain't no point in watching this whole video because we already seen this. We already seen the video. I'm gonna see what he said in the last.
In a courtroom now, being told the victim may have been pregnant by one of Detroit's biggest rap stars. On top of that, you got a key witness, the aunt, saying T Grizzly didn't even react when the shots went off. To the streets, that don't sound right. To the court, it raises questions. To the fans, it's a full-blown mystery. Now, it's time for you guys to let me know how you feel in the comments. I keep you guys updated as more develop. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
This guy did a good job with this video. I said T Grizzly, man, I ain't got time for all these documentary, like, conspiracy type of theories. I'm trying to get him on the stream. I want to ask him, yo, nigga, you killed your auntie or what, bro? Like, I know it's going to sound insensitive, but I just want to ask, man, like, bro, like, it's a crazy accusation for y'all niggas to make, man. I really think, like, again, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, not everybody reacts the same, bro. Now, I know there's this, whatever, association with the killers. Nah, I don't believe this shit at all, honestly. I don't believe this shit at all. At all. Nigga, I just DM'd him. If you respond to me, nigga, I text his number. I was like, yo, niggas, I was like, niggas online is hilarious, but shit went green. I ain't talked to him like in a year and a half. So I DM'd him now. I said, yo, I said the same thing. I said, niggas online are hilarious. They make up any story. Send your number. You gonna send your number? I'm gonna call him right on stream. Yo, bro, you killed your auntie? Like, bro, you ain't kill his aunt, bro. Like, what the fuck? Bro, if he was gonna kill his aunt.
Again, this ain't his aunt. This ain't his real life aunt. This is his. He just called her aunt. But this is his supposedly be his, I guess, his baby mother. But then again, if she was pregnant, wouldn't that also mean that the baby died? Also, wouldn't that be double murdered? Because we're talking about her dying. What about the baby? If she's allegedly pregnant, right? Wouldn't the baby also be dead too?
His auntie. Why would he ever want to kill his auntie? Like, that connects him to it. Like, let me get out the car and then y'all go kill her. Bro, come on, we gotta make some sense, bro. No, I think there's something more treacherous to it. T Grizzly's a street nigga. Like, he been into it. So the niggas who they're thinking is cool with him, they might not be. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep out of it. Let me see. I was just about to get into another topic.
Well, he had too much to talk about that one right there. But yeah, man, like I said, it's gonna be hard for the prosecutor to really kind of put this in the hammer. But hey, we'll see how it goes in the near future, man. But yes, it's my time right here. I'm done with it. Had a couple things to talk about, but I might talk about it later on tonight, hopefully, God willing. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Subscribe, share, like. Also got a Twitch. Follow me on Twitch, HMater95. Follow me, HMater95. Mater, Metayer. Follow me on Twitch. But yeah, I'm out of here, y'all.